apologies, 2 seconds. I'm just going to fix this. For some reason, Windows has decided that I don't have access to my microphone. Let's try that again. Plug it in. Still don't have it. Uh-oh. Where's my goddamn... Where's the microphone? Oh, now it's turned up. There we go. Alright, so we can swap that back to... that. Should be able to hear that. There we go. Fixed it. It's always fucking something. Right. Well, with that, we're going to play some Resident Evil. Oh no, I have played too many things since last time. I have to actually look it up. Resident Evil 2. And we'll pause Spotify. But yeah, here we go. I think this should be a reasonably fun one today. I hope it is. Well, I hope they all are. For you, at least. Whether or not they are for me is almost academic to some extent. Resident Evil 2. What were we doing? Oh yeah, reaches the parking lot. Oh, that was right. We had folks chasing us, didn't we? And we had the USB dongle. That's right. And we've got do we have another key? Yeah, we've got the other key, the good key, the bad key. Where else can we go? So we can go in the STARS office, which I think is where we need to go. That might be the only place that we can use the diamond key. Oh no, wait. Are there any other diamond key places? Can you see any? It's very Blue's Clues, isn't it? It doesn't look like it is an easy place to use it. That looks like that's open, which is weird. Maybe... Anyway, let's go see if we can get into the... Oh no. Oh, Marvin, man. No, we're leaving him alone. Poor Marvin. Oh, shit. But he's coming. God. Right, well, I guess we're just gonna have to... Fucking... Right, okay. Hope for the best. Now, there's a liquor in here. Oh, hello. Yes, we'll use that. I didn't realise that was there. Does that now mean... Is that... I thought as much. There we go. What's in the linen room? Something? Nothing? Gunpowder? Well, make some more bullets. Why not? Anything else? That's probably not good. Is he just gonna... Is he gonna... He's gonna come in here, isn't he? I could be in big trouble. Is he? This is awful. I should probably get the good gun. Oh, I don't have any ammo for the good gun. Alright, well, I guess we're just standing in the linen room. Is he gone? Or is he standing still, or is he outside the footstep range for the game? No, he's getting further away. So I think he's come through here. He's walked along there. He's maybe had a little look around there. And I'm hoping that he's now following the shower room and he's going to go down the stairs at some point. But if those footsteps start getting louder again, I'm in trouble and I need to leave. That's what's happening. That's the mental model that I have of what's going on right now. I've been learning about mental models. It's all quite fun, really. Right, that definitely got further away.
Those footsteps definitely got further away. So we need to just... There's probably a licker here. Shit. You prick. Right. We're gonna go that. We're gonna give him the runaround. We're gonna go all the way around, back the way we came, and we're gonna give him. We're gonna give him the full runaround, the works. How do we do that? Can we do that? We go up to there and back down. I can go to the bottom. I can get up the bottom. I can go through the bottom. Right. Okay. Oh, Marvin, man. No. Because then you're going to try and grab us, and I don't really want to kill you. Okay. We're going to go with this through here. Into the operations room. Yeah. I see how we're going to do this. Through here. Yeah. So I'm going to go along here. Hope that there are no zombies. So far, so good. Oh. Oh, Jesus, what? Ah! How is that happened? Oh, dear God. Oh, there's two of them, man. Right, well, get stabbed, love. I want that knife back. Alright, well, we've got a grenade now. Alright, alright. All of yous run... Oh, no! Surely that would have killed all of you. I might actually have to load a save here. I think I've died. Yep, that's me done. Motherfucker. Okay. 1, 2, skip a few. Yeah, I understand. Okay, carry on. We'll load. We'll load. Fucking... Right. So, I think what we're going to do, since he's clearly coming, it doesn't seem like he is yet. We're going to give him a different kind of runaround. We go through here. Oh, that's not good. How are you here? How are you even here? There's two of you. Oh, nah. Not with that. I'm loading my same. Nah. Okay. So that explains where they are. And it also explains why I'm going to just sprint up the stairs. And we're not going to look at Marvin or anything else. Run up the stairs. Through the safe room. And we're just going to kind of hope for the best, I think. We're going to try and be quick. Because it seems like there is no... It seems like there isn't a licker up here anymore. Alright. How? How? You weren't even there before. Oh, and now there is a licker here. Why didn't you go after the other one? Go after the big guy. He's right there. Are you all actually friends outside of work? Tell me you're not. That's fucking bullshit. Ugh. Like, you're not even killable, are you? Surely. Well, now you've not got a hat. So how the fuck do you feel about that, eh? Oh, well, he killed us. Okay, good. So he feels pretty good about it, I guess. See if he can put his hat back on. Well, I guess I kind of don't have a choice but to fight him one way or another then. But surely he's not killable, surely. There's no way. Alright, well, we're going to combine these so we can at least get some... can I use a grenade? Maybe. Come on. Did you come through here? I think you came through here. which means you've got a tightly bounded path for me to get you. Should just be a case of timing, right? Oh. Where is he? Oh, he's going to have to come up these stairs. So come on. Yeah? How about that, dickhead? Fuck you. Oh, you just have to shoot him a few times and then he stops. Oh, okay. Oh, well, that's different. That is different to what I expected it to be. But okay. Good to know. And then we've got a personal save here that we can get the buttons with and so on, but we'll do that in a second when we're a little bit more confident that we're not going to get yorked by what's his chops. So there's 2 lickers downstairs and 1 up here. That's pretty rough, gotta say. That's not the vibe. Alright, so we've got a USB dongle we can use. Well, we can discard that for a start. Oh, we can't, apparently. Not right now. Put our USB dongle in. We'll unlock the armory door. Oh, unlocking the armory door might put you in trouble. Alright, now we've got the lightning hawk with 3 whole bullets in it. Okay. So then that means that, oh, I still haven't used the full stars setup. I can take that back. What else do I need it for? Oh, right, okay. I see. I'm with you now. Let's try this then. Let's have a look at the old pocket safe, shall we? So 1, 7, 1, 7, 1, 7, 1, 7, 4, 1, 7, 4, 3, 1, 7, 4, 5, 1, 7, 4, 6, 3, 1, 7, 4, 5, no, 1, 7, 4, 6, 8, 1, 7, 4, 6, 2, 4, 6, 3, 1, 7, 4, 6, 8. What? 7, 4, 6. 1, 7, 4, 6, 3, 8, 2, 3, whatever. Fucking, you know what I mean. Good enough. It got us in. Oh, the key. We like that key. We need that key. And we'll discard that while we're at it. So, now he's clomping around out there. What's the quickest way to the downstairs bit? I guess I could technically go around here and loop back round, but that means going through some stuff. Going through some places. That's not a good sound. I like how there's an achievement for shooting his hat off. Kind of fun. Where else could I go? I could go back downstairs, but that's going to mean... Where is it? Am I just going to... I think I might just have to sprint. Because he's fine. Apparently he's fine. Despite the fact he's somehow nearly dead. Can we do anything with this? Oh! That feels like that's what I'm supposed to do with it, and I just didn't. So now I need to go back there. That's not a good thing to do. He's gone that way. Is his clomping going to have calmed down? No. He's right out there. He's still out there somewhere. Be interested to see him fit through a door. Are there certain doors that he can't go through if they're locked at one point? Was this door ever locked? I don't think it was. Be great if there was another way out. Can I try once more? Where is it? Because if I can just sort of get it... Where is it? Come on. Just straight over. Through a woman's locker room. And then we're free and clear. After a fashion. Of course he's fucking coming back through here. Right. Yep, well, fucking right. But maybe can we fucking not die? Because I'm starting to lose patience. Yep, and that's me dead. Fucking... What? So does it just follow you full stop? Because it's obviously you can't kill it, right? Because Mr. X is the last fucking boss. So what's the deal there? Don't like that. But maybe we'll just throw ourselves against this for another 10 minutes and then do something actually meaningful. This is why I'm not a gaming streamer. Mm-hmm. Does it have the... Please let it have the same combination. So that should be... What was it for? No. No, it gets a different combination every time. Which is pretty great. Or is it different every time? No, it is. That's what you heard there, right? That's what I heard there. Maybe. Can I do all of it and then somehow get out? I doubt it, but I can certainly try. And maybe we'll just fucking sprint through and hope for the best. Oh, well, I'm not dead at least, so if I can just sprint through here, then I'm still not dead and can maybe make a go of it. I've wasted a magnum round on doing nothing, but that's okay. Don't mind that so much. Oh shit, but of course there's still 2 of them down here. Because we found that before, didn't we? Which is good. So maybe we can put some of this stuff away, because you're not really very useful. Neither are you. I guess we might need you at some point. I'm probably not going to use that anytime soon. Could do with a green herb, or a first aid spray, if we have one. Or maybe a green and a red. Green and a red. Yeah. And what else will we take? We'll also take roll film because we have a reason to use roll film. Combine. Use. And then maybe we'll take one more. Just so that we actually have something to use in future. In those sort of perilous situations. Let's have a look at the old green room. Develop some film. 3F locker. DC armor. 3F locker. Have I not just been there? Maybe. Yeah. Oh no, dial lock. Oh no, yeah, dial lock. And that's 3F. Yeah, so maybe we'll go back up and do that. That'd be nice, that'd be nice. So what else did I need to do while I was here? Oh, I suppose we should probably at least try. Well, we'll save and then try and go and get the... try and go and get the last such and such. Now... maybe you're going to just let me nicely sidle past. I don't think you are. Nope, you are not going to let me nicely sidle past. But that's okay. Because I will just sidle up the stairs. Oh, no. What are you doing there, buddy? Have a plan. Are you going to kill us or are you not going to kill us? Which is it? Because he's coming to kill us. So if you're not going to, he will. And he's going to come and do it right now. So make your mind up, buddy. See, he's coming right now. Hey, buddy. Yep. Can you get me in the save room? Oh, no, he can't. That's an interesting little tidbit. He can't get me in the save room. Does that mean I can dump a bunch of rounds into him? Does he give up? Surely not. But I think he might have done. I think he actually might have done. Okay. Well, that kind of worked. I don't really feel good about it. But it worked. And what do we have? 105. Apparently that I didn't open. But it looks like I should have been able to open that, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 105 is sort of burst. Oh no, it is open. Oh, it's because 104 is open. It's yeah, okay. We're good. So then we've got... Oh. That's not a good sound. 203 is the good one. Oh, we get another bum bag. Very 90s. 203. Incredible. Look how much inventory space we have. It's all, but I think there is probably room for one more rule there, isn't there? I think we're good. But that's pretty good. Now, if I can just make it back to the stairs. Oh, that's not good. Oh, shit. Right, I'm on caution now. Shit. Which way is he coming? How smart are you, buddy? You're pretty smart. You're pretty smart. Yeah, well, maybe you should have thought of that before you came into a room with, you know, like, one way to get out. Tell me he can't be invulnerable. He is going to be invulnerable, isn't he? Because there's no way they're just going to say, oh yeah, you know, the last boss of Leon's story, you beat him like 2 minutes in. Oh, he's getting angry. He's speeding up. He's as fast as me, if not faster. Should have thought of that first, shouldn't you?
Better get moving.
Oh, he's died, has he? That time he's died. Oh, yeah, very good. Hello, sunshine. All right, that's me done, is it? Fuck's sake. I'm not even sure this is worth saving. Oh, hello. Hello. Ooh. Is that one of yours? Is that one of your little icons? Because I know you said you were making icons, right? You were making stream icons. So that's pretty cool if so. I'm not doing well here. I'm not going to save. Do you know what? I'm not going to save. I think we'll come out of this. We'll do that some other time. But let's start some actual game dev, because that feels like something that I might be able to do a little bit better at than Resident Evil 2. So let's put that there. Let's press this button to get... Oh, a little bit too loud there. But yeah, on to the actual stream. Hello, Jeff. Would you like to say hello? No, I guess he doesn't. He really doesn't. So Oh, yeah. Very good. There we go. Put that one. Let's see. Terra Tofu Moss. The Moss Ball. Very good. It's the Moss Ball. I realise what it is now. Fantastic. So we got some stuff to write down here, kind of, which I'm hoping ends up being useful, because I had some thoughts about these games, and I've been reading a book outside of the stream, doing homework, some might say, about the nature of streaming, about the nature of game dev and all that sort of gubbins. And one of the things that I've come across that is apparently a good thing to do is to have a very broad design space and state space so that your game is interesting and lots of people want to replay it. So what I'm doing right now, let's have a look at what I'm doing right now, because I think I can probably draw this better than I can say it. So, come on. So what I am broadly trying to do, or what I thought I was trying to do, was I was thinking, right, well, if this is a AAA game, what I want is that. I want a tiny little Z-list game, you know? Maybe even, and especially considering I'm trying to make 5 of them in one, what I really want is 5 that are even smaller than that. And so with that in mind, I've been thinking, well, that means my code needs to be that big, or at the very least needs to be that big in terms of how much I'm writing. The content needs to be that big, and the game itself needs to be that big. And I don't think that that's necessarily the case. It is to some extent, but I don't think that helps me, because what that means is I'm saying the chemistry game, for example, it is combining elements. That's all it is. It is you combine the elements and you give them to another very narrow game where elements are combined, which then feeds into a narrow game where you shoot the zombies. And that's probably, I've drawn that a little bit bigger by mistake, but it genuinely was a little bit bigger. Then you've got the stealth them up game, which feeds into that one, which again is also pretty small. And then you've got the tiny little micro text adventure at the end of it. But the thing is, that's not how designs work, I don't think. That's not how imagination works, at the very least. Is that in the sphere of imagination and coming up with an idea for your game, you've got a big old wibbly state space, like all sorts of weird and wonderful ideas, that the things that represent your imagination. And you might have a game that's sort of here, where you have most of the idea and you have to work to get the rest of it. And you might have an idea where you think it's there, and you might genuinely have something where this is rare. I don't think this basically just doesn't happen. But the state space, the design space, I should say, is the size of your imagination, and then whatever potential extra bits you can grow on your imagination, so you can, fill in some gaps and come up with ideas that, and potentially even get rid of bits that don't make sense. It changes over time, right? So to then say, oh, well, I'll make a game that's that big, you might have a bunch of ideas that actually fill this whole space. Or even worse, probably what's better, is you want to make a game that is that size in the end, but your version of that game, the bits you understand, are like that. But the bits that could work for that game are over here. And all it would take is if you could chop this bit off or rearrange this, move this concept inside this state space, move it around a little bit, it'd be easier. Or easier still, is if you said the target size is this, and then you said the design space, what I'm going to permit myself to be able to do is just my whole imagination, or things that make sense for this game. So that doesn't make sense, that doesn't make sense, maybe that doesn't make sense. But then the rest of it, I can fit that box in here all sorts of different ways, you know? You can have half of it over here, half of it there, maybe a little chunk of it from down here. And that is sort of what I think I've been doing, is limiting myself, because the game I want to end up being small, because otherwise it's going to take me forever and I'll never release it and I'll be miserable. But by restricting it so heavily, it ends up being difficult to work with. It's just a bit of a... Let's roll these up, seeing as it is time to do work. That's kind of how I'm thinking about things. It's a little bit strange. So, I've had some ideas. This isn't going to be make chemicals and stuff. It's going to be lemonade stand into shop plus research. So we'll come back to that a little bit. Build zombies and zombie co-op. That's probably going to be like more like Robo Olympics. Well, no, we should probably call that like Robodrome, because the Olympics are very bad about that. Robodrome sports, or maybe into Z sports, maybe, which I think is quite fun. What's the Gravedigger Upper is basically, yeah, that's what that's going to be. And then the zombie light gun style is going to be, zombie is going to be become a famous viral success kind of thing person into zombie idol. And I suppose viral is probably a fun word. Viral in title. That might be fun. So, effectively, I've thought of a lot of ways for all of these things to tie together a lot better than they have previously tied together. Which is to say, they don't have an order per se, but there is plot that is gonna all interlace with each other. And so what it means is the design space for this opens up even further. And I think this is the one that needs the most help in terms of permissible items to have in this game, because we've got all of this crap down the bottom which needs to somehow get made here, and a lot of this is boring and dull. But as soon as you do something like Venom Spit upgrade, that's like a Cobra. You're going to combine a Cobra and maybe like a potion base or something like that, plus some mutagen. I don't know. There's something plucked from the nethers of my rear end. But then you've got like, I don't know, what we got? Hollow bones, so stun. You move fast, little damage. You probably like they're a glass cannon kind of thing. You can. I had a fun idea for that. Whatever. But movement speed upgrade. These are things where the ingredients you can work backwards from that. You can think, well, what would be part of a movement upgrade, and it might be something funny like WD-40, but maybe not WD-40, but lubricant. You could say you could make a lubricant, because I think the difference and the reason that I've gotten so bent out of shape with it is little alchemy. While I like the mechanic of combining things to discover them, ultimately, fire plus dust doesn't make gunpowder. It makes burnt dust. Earth plus earth is just more earth. It is not pressure. Pressure plus earth. If anything, pressure plus earth you would expect to make something, but it doesn't. Earth plus fire makes that. Earth plus fire plus pressure plus energy? No. something plus pressure must mean something, right? Oh, there you go. Oh, there you go. That kind of does make granite, okay. But you see what I mean? Like, sometimes it makes sense, but it's less about the actual ingredients, and it's more conceptually, how do those things tie together? And I haven't really been doing that, I don't think. Atmosphere plus atmosphere. Fire plus atmosphere. Fire engineer. Fire robot. Fire wind. Fire plus gunpowder makes explosion. Oh, there we go. So some of them are like legitimate, like this plus this gives rise to, but it doesn't necessarily make. Like, you wouldn't say that you made an explosion if you set gunpowder on fire. You would say you caused an explosion. You used the gunpowder for the intended purpose. Whereas here, what we're trying to do, we're genuinely trying to create things. So while the game is similar, it is not the same, and I think I need to be careful about how those rules work, because these ingredients are arbitrary. Like, cola plus chewy mints makes a mess. MSG plus hyper caffeinated fizz makes meaty energy fizz. Meaty energy fizz plus chewy mints makes zombie animation serum is ridiculous. So stupid. So instead, what we're going to do is turn off the viewer count, because that's going to discourage me. What we're going to do instead is we're going to look at making actual ingredients that make sense. Is it talking? Should I talk less and do more? Probably. You don't fucking care what I'm doing. That's... okay. Right. So let's write down some more stuff that I need to do. So, for this... You know, maybe I should just stop talking to the camera and just get on with doing what I'm doing, and then... I don't know. For fuck's sake. So... Why is that not... Why? So then we need a bank. We need resource. We need a shop. We need shop, ingredients, and we need stall to sell items. On my list, feels like it makes a lot more work. I think it makes the design of it a hell of a lot easier, and it means that it can be more systemic, and then things end up being less similar. It gives you more choices. So that's what we need in there. Yeah, we do want that. We want that to remain the same. So so stoked for today. Hello. How's it going? Hmm. Just sort of transferring a bunch of ideas that I had outside this into this, just to try and make it make sense. So part of the issue that I had was this. While it works, you know, we got the whole that bit of it working.
Every mad scientist has.
So, well, we can get rid of that for a start as well, actually. Because I've had an idea for that. We're not going to have voiceover. Not going to have dialogue. Because if it's good enough for Okami, it's good enough for me. If it's good enough for Animal Crossing, it's good enough for me. I'm just going to record a bunch of little beep beep and then we'll just randomize which clip it plays. And that'll be a substitute for the... a substitute for actual dialogue. There'll just be text on screen, because then I don't have to record all the voices. But yeah, we got. Can I turn that off? I probably can somewhere. Oh, I'm not even in the right scene. It's in here, isn't it? Right, so. Dialogue container. So what does dialogue container do? I'll play on awake, close dialogue. Oh yeah, it stops that. So it doesn't actually do anything crazy. So I think on here we can probably just say. Wait, what? Well, that's not good, because the prefab contains do we maybe need to just do editable children, and then we can change actual dialogue to be nothing, because we don't want it to do that. If we do that now, did it break anything? I don't think it broke anything, which will do. But yeah, we got this working, you know. But effectively, all of the different things that I had in mind to make stuff were kind of arbitrary, dull, or just outright stupid. So all of this stuff, while some of it does make sense, some of it is, I think, trying too hard to replicate the concept of Little Alchemy. And I'm leaning into that rather than making something that makes sense. Because Little Alchemy, I imagine, is quite not a dull game to make, but it's very abstract, you know, like... These aren't real recipes, you know? Swamp or tool plus stone does not mean statue. You know, tool plus stone could mean brick, could mean carving, could mean gravestone, you know? Yeah, it's a cool game though. Like it's or plant plus plant does not make garden. Or plant plus mud doesn't make swamp. Plant plus earth doesn't make grass. Grass, it kind of does, but it sort of doesn't. Or dust plant. Fire grass. I think there's a way to make tobacco. I can't remember how you do it. But tool plus tool. What is the hell? Why is it not dropping? Okay. tool plus metal is not armor. You know, it's like it's concepts, broad strokes concepts. It's not actually ingredients. And I think that that's the fundamental thing that I've been doing wrong with this, is that this is ingredients. Like, the ingredients do, in one way or another, they do need to make sense. And so with that in mind, the idea is that this is going to be a making things to sell game, and you run a lemonade stand to start with, and then things happen which create zombies. We'll get to that. Because of the lemonade stand. And then at that point, you've got like a price fluctuation system. So the more you buy of a thing, the more expensive it gets, and so on. You've got a bank, obviously, because you need to have cash reserves to buy things. You got shop to sell, like a shop for ingredients. You need to, there needs to be some sort of an economy to buy things. There needs to be, you need to have a stall to sell the things that you've made or researched or whatever. And not necessarily, so we got not all items in the shop are ingredients. Some can be sold on directly, you know, so you can choose to stock common items or learn how to make them. So this is the thing, is it makes more of an economy game. And I think this is the thing that I'm reading about in this book that I've got, is a lot of the best, well, I say the best games, you do get a lot of static games. So if we have a look through my Steam library, this is broadly a static game. It just is the game that it is. If you play the story the same way, Mr. X is going to turn up and yark you at the same time. The zombies are all placed in the particular places. I don't know, Return to Castle Wolfenstein, that's pretty static. And what ends up happening, Lego Jurassic World, that's pretty static. Broad strokes. But then you've got stuff like Balatro, or to some extent Besiege, I guess. A little bit Dave the Diver, not really, but also kind of. Where it's a bit more systemic and it's a bit more unpredictable. You don't necessarily know how it's going to go. No Man's Sky, to an extent, is systemic in that the entire world is dynamically generated from a predictable seed, but there's basically there's limitations to it. And so one of the things it says is basically the more systemic your game is, the easier a time that you're going to have not having to handcraft experiences per the player. You might want to tweak your systems so that they give rise to, they have like peaks and troughs, so the player is more likely to fall into these paths, but with enough energy, effort, time, they can get out into other paths that they might want to then snap into. But it's about that idea of like carving out the state space rather than necessarily the player goes to here and they press this button and then they have to take that route because we just blocked off the last path with a boulder and blah 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 blah, which everybody's played that kind of game, and they were, to some extent, they were some of the earlier games, and modern games tend to be a bit more systemic, and obviously certain genres of game tend to be a lot more systemic. So rather than just having a static list of recipes that you unlock in order, and if you remember them or write them down or look them up in a guide, then it is basically just going to and from the wiki to unlock them all. Instead, nobody's making a wiki about my fucking games, but in theory that's the idea. So here instead there's skill to it. You know, you've got to pick the things that you want to sell, and to start with it's just going to be lemonade, but then over time it's going to be, well, the broad strokes is the bear is going to be a kid, we'll say age 7, I don't know, something like that, and Bear is making lemonade to start with, because, you know, that we've got our 3 slots, so we'll have, I mean, we've already got water, so we'll have water, and then we'll have, well, not cola, but we'll have a lemon, and then we'll have sugar, and you combine those things and you make lemonade, and you can sell a bunch of lemonade. But then lemons start to get more expensive, or sugar starts to get more expensive. It's going to be lemons. It has to be lemons in the first instance. But the more you rely on buying these things, the price of the item starts to go up. So the idea is to like vary the recipes that you do and have like a diverse range of different materials that you sell in your shop. So early on, lemons get really expensive. Sugar is still pretty cheap enough. And maybe some items will have a factor of the more you buy them, the faster they will get expensive if they're supposed to be scarce. But maybe so the idea is there's a lemon shortage, and so then once the lemons reach a particular scarcity, you unlock weird lemons. And these weird lemons are just from somebody who it's like a scripted event. And somebody turns up with these weird lemons. And you make lemonade with the weird lemons. And the weird lemons start making people sick. And it sort of spirals from there. And basically it turns out that these weird lemons are the start of the zombie epidemic. And they are also the end of the zombie epidemic after a fashion. And it just makes it a little bit more, you know, there's a little bit more of a narrative, a little bit more of an arc, and it gives us something by hanging way more on the bones of it than it needs to be finished. What I end up doing is opening up the space of the design space. It makes it more interesting so that I can ask questions, self-interrogation. I can say, is this part of the game? And there's enough of the game there that I can go, oh, yeah, that definitely is part of it because it fits in with this, and this. It doesn't quite fit with that, but maybe we can adjust it a little bit and make it so it does fit. It means that there's enough of it for it to pick up other stuff, rather than it being this really narrow, like, oh, it's basically just this, but with a different skin on it. That's really, not only is that boring because, you know, players will figure that out pretty quickly, but also there's not enough there to make it really philosophically interesting. It doesn't have a direction because there isn't enough of it to be pointing in any particular direction. So by putting more into it, it makes it, that's the theory anyway. This Robodrome thing, I think that's going to be physics based. I don't think that's going to be systemic, but not in any major kind of... I think that's going to be more like physical dynamics rather than gameplay dynamics. Maybe, anyway. This Gravedigger Up, I do think is still going to be pretty straightforward, because that's probably just going to be interesting level designs. That is going to be more of a static game. But that's going to be fairly systemic. This one might be a little bit. And then this one, with it being an idle game, kind of has to be as well. So, with that in mind, maybe I'm going to start all this off and work on the text adventure, because I think that's maybe why what I'm doing now is getting a little bit paralysed about what I do next. We could start with this lemonade stand thing. Do you remember? Is this Cool Math Games? Is this the original lemonade stand? I think this is the one. Yeah. Do you remember this game? This isn't exactly it, but I think it's a remake of it, broadly. Well, there we go. Made 23 cups, apparently. Your remaining ice is melted. And it's basically like it's that sort of vibe. So we're pulling on 2 different games now. But maybe we could try the lemonade stand. Or a price system. Let's do a player inventory first. Because I think that's going to be important. Because we've got this concept of a camera, which I think I've given it the player script. Yeah. So we probably need to give the player let's give the player we've got our Raycast 3D. I think we'll also give it a not control shift in A, just a regular control in A. We'll give it doesn't really have to be a Node 3D, but it may as well be. Can we give it a resource? I guess we could give it a resource. Do you know what? For now, I'm going to make it a Node 3D and we'll just call it inventory. And we will add a script to it. Which that'll do. Let's maybe put... Oh, we already have an inventory script. Let's maybe think twice about this. Because we could either expand this to be... I see. In a way, we do still need this system because we are going to unlock things in this way. But I think we do need to expand. I think we need to expand this inventory concept a little bit. We're gonna. It's not just going to be unlocked ingredients. Because we've got our unlocked ingredients has ba 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 ba. Then we're going to add an internal name. I think we need to make a resource. I think we need to make a class. Because I think we're going to need something like this. And we're going to hand it in the ingredient DTO that it relates to. And I think we're also going to hand in a few other things about it. So the amount, well, specifically the amount. It's going to be the amount and the thing that you have the amount of. It's a shame you can't just have a little... I suppose you could have an array, but that seems like a bad idea. But I think we can do it like this, I think. So we'll just add another... We'll add another script. Where will we put this? Inherits... resource, I think. And we will put it in our chem game and then in inventory. And we'll call this inventory item, I guess. We'll do that. And we'll have to rename this UI item, although it's probably not too bad. Okay. So we'll do a class name of inventory item. And it needs a var quantity, and we're going to do var ingredient DDO. We'll just call it ingredient, I guess. Var quantity is going to be, guess, a float. Are we going to want decimal points? I don't think so. I think we'll make do with ints. an ingredient, we're going to use an ingredient DDO. And so then I think what we're going to need to do is change the way that this unlocked ingredients thing works. So I think this is just going to be an array now. Yeah, we know. That's fine. So we're going to do... this is going to break a lot of stuff, I'm sure, but we'll fix it. We'll fix it. So current inventory, I guess. And it's going to be an array. What's that going to be of inventory item? So we're not going to be able to do has anymore, but we'll be able to do something like it. So we can do a new func, and we will call it inventory has item. And it's going to be very similar in that we're going to pass in our item to unlock, item to store, we'll call this, because we're not unlocking things anymore. Ingredient, well, we are, but we're doing it a different way. Ingredient DDO. And we're going to return a bool, and we're going to say for item in current inventory what we're going to do, if item dot ingredient equals item to store, return true, return false. Doesn't like that. Oh, colon. Colon. Right, so if... oh, we can get rid of that. Keep the rest of it. Inventory has item. I know we don't, but we don't want to return here. So we're going to come back and we're going to change this. Now here's where it gets interesting. Let's have a look at dictionaries in Godot. Because we have key names, but can we use different types of keys and values? Okay. Because that's good. Can we have complex objects? Keys. Because wouldn't it be great if we could look up via the ingredient? That'd be nice. I think I like that better. So then if we change this to be in fact, in that case, we can actually just get rid of inventory item DTO full stop, I think. So if we could do dictionary, and we'll do, how do you define a dictionary like this? I think I did it once, but I did it somewhere. So we'll do, let's see if we can do it like this. Ingredient DTO int. Like that, maybe? Like this. I'll tell you what, let's try string int. Maybe we'll just do that. Current inventory dictionary. All right, so if in that case we can go back to using a if current inventory dot has okay, so then we're going to do yeah, okay, good. UI image, that's fine. If the corresponding tab exists, otherwise make it. And then we want to do item to unlock equals, doesn't like that. Current inventory. And then what we want to do is, instead of that, we're going to do item to unlock ingredient DTO, and we're going to do quantity item to add quantity. But we'll just do item and then quantity, and that's going to be an integer. Because then we basically just got a dictionary which contains all of our current inventory. So we can call it first time unlocks, and we'll go starting inventory instead. I don't think this is going to let me do a dictionary up here, but we'll try. We'll see what it does. And then we're going to do for item in starting inventory, we're going to do item dot how do we loop across? Good old dictionary iteration. Okay, we'll do that. Yep. Dot keys. We will do unlock item. Starting inventory item. And that should do it. And then we'll do if current inventory, has item. Okay. Okay. That works. I hope. So I don't think that's going to work now. But we can certainly check. Where do we actually keep it? Is it on here? Is this what we've got player? Where's the inventory Oh, it's in the canvas layer, isn't it? This is our inventory. It's stored in the UI. So let's have a look at here. So we've got a dictionary. So we can add new keys and values apparently here. So we could add a new key, and that's going to be a whole mess. Oh, this is awful. Quick load. I don't think I'm going to like this at all, but it might not be. Maybe we might be able to fix this a little bit. So we'll do dihydrogen monoxide. That's water DDO. That's the one. And then a new value. We're going to give that an int. And we'll call it 20. Oh! Did something just happen? Oh, no. Thought it did. I don't know why I thought somebody just followed or something, but never mind. So, let's see if that crashes for a start. Well, it hasn't crashed, which is something, but it hasn't really done what we expected it to. It occurs to me, it's strange to me that it should be doing it. It should be doing it. So current inventory has item return. So is it at least getting this far? So we'll just do a print, trying to add item. Oh, wait a second. Did it not add the thing? Oh, no. So I want that to be an object. Christ, I think this isn't gonna work. We might have to think of a different way to do this. Water DDO, and then we'll do an int 20. Can I do that? Does that mean I need to be add? Do I need to do that? Okay, I think that's possibly worked. This might be where it crashes. No, it's there. Okay, now it's crashing. Invalid access to yeah. So this is now the other things that it's broken, which we're fine with that. We're fine with it breaking things. Gun handler, ingredient DDO, that's fine. Inventory is that thing there. We can get rid of inventory item because we're not interested in that. Can I just delete you from here? Delete. No, don't want it to be deleted. We'll get rid of you in a bit. Location, oh, that's for the text adventure. Pickup is for the text adventure. Placements, it would be lovely if we could. I'm sure we will be able to filter these a little bit. Can I, if I click close? Oh, you can close them. Okay, that's nice. I'm gonna come back to that. All right, so we've got player probably in here. Not in there. Point of interest, station, surely. Unlock, yeah, there it is. Alright, so we're not doing the... Add item to station. might be a reason why I had that set to internal name. Unlock item. We're not doing that anymore. So where are we getting this add item to station? I think we do that on. Let's. Is it shift and find? No. Control shift and find. So we do it in station. We define it on pressed, and we're going to use add item to station with name. So this is where it gets a little bit tricky, because we have can I bar ingredient? This is, I feel like this is going to break it again. So I really hope that I committed before I did this. Before I go any further, before I add that in, let's commit. No, not VS Code. Let's make sure that I've committed. No. And I've added quite a lot. Doesn't need to be perfect. Just needs to put us in a place before I end up breaking something, so I can not break things. That would be nice. So now we're going to try up here, bar ingredient DDO, ingredient DDO. An ingredient DDO doesn't have anything in it that ties it to the UI image, so this shouldn't be circular. Shouldn't be circular, because ingredient DTO only has the model scene. That's the only thing that it has, but in the model scene has nothing. It is terminal. I'm convincing myself that this is going to work, but I don't know if it will. Suppose we'll see. On ready. Add item to station ingredient. I think we'll probably just do that actually. And then we can go to our active station from the UI item. Add item to station. And that we don't want it internally, we want an ingredient. Because really that's what we should be passing around, is the references to these resources. Ingredient DTO. Bar ingredient is going to be ingredient, but that we'll do it the other way around. We'll call this item. item slots I equals ingredient dot internal name. So we're still storing it like that, which is, I guess, fine. I guess that's fine. We could probably change that to be ingredient DTO now as well. Okay. Find item from ingredients. Populated slots. I think the rest remains the same. I think that's okay. Yeah, I think that's okay. I think the rest of it's okay. So we also, when we add this, when we unlock, and when do we unlock? I think the inventory unlocks item. So we want UI scene. It's just going to be UI scene dot ingredient equals item. And then actually, I think we can grab these, because then what we can just do, because right now we can do picture.texture equals ingredient.ui image, and we can do label.text equals display equals ingredient.display name. So then we shouldn't actually need to do that, which then means we don't need these. Which also means when we're doing the unlock, we don't need to set the internal name to anything in particular. I'm hoping. Because then when it's ready, it'll just grab that information, but this already gets handed into it before it's ready, which was part of the problem that we saw. Right, well, let's try playing it and seeing if it completely busts. Oh, it still works. Does it spawn? No, it doesn't spawn. But I think that's because we're looking at the wrong bit. So add item to station, we're still doing the wrong thing there. So it's not inventory dot blah 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 blah. It's inventory dot start current inventory, I guess. Okay. Okay. How's this go then? Well, that certainly looks like it's doing the same thing, which is pretty good. So I think what we should probably do is here, we want to do, what do we want to do here? We've got a, if slot, so for slotting item slots, the first thing we want to do is if, so we want to get the ingredient first. Var ingredient equals in, well, we'll just move this line up actually. Very much. We'll move that up. And then we want to do, what we want to do is say if ingredient wait a second, how the hell does that work? Because the dictionary is the key is supposed to be the item. Oh, that's why. So we don't want that to be item, we want that to be the quantity. We don't use the quantity. That's why. Okay. Current inventory item equals quantity. That's what we want. We don't need this. If inventory has item, we want to do current inventory item plus equals quantity. We want to add some more. We probably want to rename that to be something like that. Okay, so then back in our station, we want to do so I guess the first thing we want to do is if inventory dot has item, we want to then, so if not inventory has item, return. Otherwise we want to do bar ingredient, I don't know, because now we kind of don't need to look it up, as it turns out. So I guess we can just call this ingredient now. It's funny, isn't it? Things go full circle. So then we can do var quantity equals inventory but it's not going to be called that, is it? It's inventory dot current inventory. Inventory dot current inventory has ingredient, then return. Otherwise, var quantity, and then what we want to do is inventory dot current inventory inventory dot decrement, or like, you know, use up, consume ingredient, you know, consume doesn't have docs, which is good. If it did, I would be worried. So then what we can do in here is do unlock item. So then we want to have inventory has item. That's only used internally. So we'll do func consume, and then we're going to do item ingredient DPO. And we're going to do void return, and we're going to do if current inventory dot has item current inventory item minus equals 1. Yeah. And then we want to do if current inventory item -1 equals, if current item equals or is less than 1, current inventory item dot, and then can we remove that? How do we remove from a dictionary? Ba 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 ba. Here we go. Clear, remove, pop, erase, erase. Remove it from the inventory. Good. Let's see if that works. So let's do, if current item inventory has item, and then we'll do print adding, and then we'll do item dot display name with quantity quantity, and then we have to just, I guess we have to do the whole thing as strings, right? Oh, that already is a string, so it's just the end one that would need. So in, and then in our station, when we add an item to the station, we want to do let's just do oh, actually, I'll tell you what, we'll do it in the inventory. We'll say print quantity of item dot display name is currently was, I guess, was current inventory item, and then that needs to be treated like a string, not a SATA. That's one of them goat leg guys, right? Is nows, and then we can do print removing item from inventory. And so then we also need a mechanism for removing it from the inventory. So we need to be able to get rid of a tab, and we also need to be able to get rid of a thingamabob, you know? But we'll see if this works for a start. So that'd be nice. So adding dihydrogen monoxide with quantity 20. So if I click here, quantity was 20 is now 19. Was 19 is now 18. Was 18 is now 17. Clear. 17, 16, 15. Okay. So we have a working inventory system, even though it doesn't say so. Now that's interesting, because that's not right. Removing item from inventory. So now it shouldn't be able to do anything. So it can't, it's bust, because it's not, hello, I've just seen, you're here. That's good. So it's, part of that's bust, but we can fix that. Yeah, that's not too bad. It's getting there. It's certainly getting there. And I'm a little bit chilly, so I might put my hat back on. I don't know why I'm chilly. I've had food today. Struggles of being bald, eh? Does anybody... Nobody else has that struggle, do they? Watching, anyway. Struggle is real, though. Because I either have the choice of putting the headphones on like this over the hat, or I have the choice of headphones, which is a better sound quality, but then I have to do hat like that, which just isn't as effective, you know? Do you know, it's gonna work though, so I think I might genuinely leave it like this. Will anybody notice? It's like weirdly clipped my head anyway, so I think I might just about get away with it. So what have we got? So it was when we're placing a thing in the station, it consumes it first. So it needs to be, we need to do this a little bit further down. So if we're spawning something, then consume an ingredient. Yes, good. But then what we also need to do is in the inventory, when we consume an item, we need to get rid. This is so we in a consume. We're not just erasing the current inventory. We also need to get rid of that thing. Bald content goes hard on Twitch. Maybe it is a new fashion trend. Wearing it. I don't know if it necessarily works. You could always like roll a little bit extra down if you wanted like the ooh. Now it just, I don't know, what does that even look? That's where's the camera thing? Because is it on the actual video capture device that I've got the background removal thing? How stupid does this? Looks pretty stupid. This doesn't look good. This is not a good look. Oh god, it's crinkled, it's crinkling. It looks like I've got, do you know like those guys where they've got like they've had like a traumatic brain injury and there's like just a big chunk of it looks like I've got like a chunk of my head missing in the middle there. Yeah. Who's Tyler 1? Is this like a TBI kind of guy? Tyler 1. Oh yeah. Yep, that's about right. Yep. Okay. I always feel so sorry for people who end up with like traumatic brain injuries. Like, it must be so crazy. Do you know? No, I can't justify. I cannot, in the words of Tommy Lee Jones to Jim Carrey, I cannot sanction that kind of buffoonery. Hats back under. But in here, what we need to do is the reverse of this. So we want to do... what do we want to do? So we want to do... I guess we want to do 4. It would be handy. It would be sort of handy if we could hold on to the tab somewhere. Like a little reference to it so that when we were deleting it, we could remove it, you know? Now this might not be a good idea, but let's see if it works. And then we'll decide if it's a bad idea. I think that feels like the right way around, doesn't it? So what if we have some exported variables so that we have like an object that we can define and serialize and, you know, reuse all the parameters and so on. But then what if we also give it a reference to the instance of the thing that's tied to it? Would that be the worst thing ever? I don't think it would. Want me to find out? Okay, so we're going to call this UI item. We're going to call it, it's not going to be a packed scene. It's going to be like an actual node of some type. And we're going to call this UI tab. And that's also going to be of some type. And UI item is, when we find our way to the appropriate bit, it's a button. All right, not too hard. So we're going here. The UI item, the button. UI tab is is it a margin container though? I don't feel like it is. But okay. We'll pretend that it is. Maybe this will work. So then what we'll do in the inventory is when we unlock it, so if it has the item, we don't care. We'll put more of it in there. That's fine. We'll instantiate the scene. Yeah, that's fine. UI scene dot ingredient equals item. Yeah, that works. So then if the corresponding inventory tab, blah, 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 we will add that as a child. Oh yeah, and then either way, so right at the bottom, oh no, it's gonna be a little bit different. So if we're doing it this way, we want to do item dot what? Item dot UI tab equals tabs item dot ingredient. Well, actually, so actually what we should probably do is var tab equals tabs item dot ingredient type. Yeah, and then we'll do tab, yeah, tab.get blah, 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 that thing, but then also item.ui tab is going to be tab, and then we need to sort the tab items at some point. Otherwise, we make a tab, yeah. Yeah, okay, so far so good. So then we can do... Actually, I think we can do var tab here, and then we can just say tab equals bear. Otherwise, tab equals bear. And then we can just grab that and put this at the end here. because we'll have a reference to the tab. Otherwise, and then we also need to do UI item equals, and that's going to be UI scene. So maybe that'll work. Let's see if that works. You know, because then what we can probably do is just see if this. Print. Let's just do it here. Let's just do it up here. When we click on one of these buttons, let's see if it doesn't bust anything. So print item dot UI item dot. That might work. Not a bad start. It's done it. There is only one UI item. So if we go to the remote while it's running, we should be able to go into the inventory and we should have one thing called UI item. It is a button. It's a button. It assigned it correctly. Okay. So yeah. So let's not tarry any longer. Actually, I'll tell you what. Let's do one more thing. That's a good word, isn't it? Tarry. I love tarry. There's a lot of fantasy games that use tarry. Does Diablo use tarry? I feel like it probably does. Getting distracted now. Who the hell? That's not a real person. That's like I don't know. That's somebody who like has one of those, I don't know, like juggles fire sticks or something on like in Ort, Tarry and Ort in Dragon's Dogma every 2 seconds. Ort. Is there Artemis? Right, so we do the same thing. Reagents. I think we're on to a winner here. I think we're on to a winner here. Alright, okay. So now, if we do, let's see. We're removing the item for the inventory, which then means what we want to do is do tabs. So the first thing we want to do is delete the UI scene. Is that right? Yes. 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 So we want to do that last. To item dot UI item dot Q3, delete it, then if item dot UI tab, if item dot, was it UI? Oh yeah, I was right. UI tab dot child count. Get child dot get child 0 dot get child 0, and then we've got add child there. So we want to say here dot child get child count equals 0. So if there's no items left in that thing, then item.UI tab.Q3. And then finally, remove the item from the inventory. So that should be the only reference, the only thing that has a store of these things. Let's double check that. The command prompt, that's something else entirely. That's something else entirely. So we've got DTO, you're the actual thing we're interested in. So we've got inventory has, well, that's the bit we've just fiddled with. You're getting deleted any second, mate. In fact, here you go. That's enough for you. You're something else. You're something else. You don't have a list of items, which is good. You also don't have a list of items. You don't. You're something else. Station doesn't have a list of anything. Ah, it does. It does. But when it does, it doesn't look like it's instances. I think that's okay. I think that's okay. It's got UI item, blah, 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 blah. That's fine. That seems to be working okay. Zombie spawn. Oh, there's something else entirely as well. Okay, so maybe this will just work. So what we can do is click into here and go. So that's now 20 is 19, 19 is 18, 18 is 17. So if I click again, what we should see is nothing happening. Because there's stuff there, but it's not consuming any. So then we can clear it. Bam, bam, bam. Do some more. Bam, bam, bam. Do some more. Bam, bam, bam. Bam, bam, bam. Bam, bam, bam. Ha, bam, 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 bam. Oh, and then it got rid of it. It deleted it. But it didn't delete the tab. It has left the tab. So let's I wonder whether that's too quick. So let's maybe do a slightly more reliable way of doing this, because I think I might be putting it into not exactly a race condition, but something akin to a race condition. So if we have a look in our inventory, if we say here, before we delete the thing, var tab child count equals item.ui tab.get child 0.get child 0.get child count, like so. And then we're going to print tab child count, and then we're going to Q3, and then we're going to do if tab child count was 1, i.e. before we deleted the thing, was it 1 or was it less than 2, we'll say. Then and then we erase, we get rid of that we get rid of that tab basically. That'd be nice, wouldn't it, if that just worked. Beep, beep, boop, beep. Beep, boop, beep. Right, so 1. There we go. So I think it was like a race condition that it hadn't, by the time it got to executing the next line of code, it had executed the instruction, delete yourself, but by the time it executed the following instruction of how many children do you have, that was still getting deleted. So it didn't quite figure it out, and it was and it all didn't work very well. I think that's why that worked. It's almost as if I'm starting to figure out how some of this stuff works, you know? Ugh. Ugh. But that's good. So now we probably need a way to, you know, display this count somewhere. But that is certainly that's a working inventory and a consumable items that you can put in an inventory. We should probably have something where it can add things to an inventory, which I guess we've got this concept of unlock item, but I think when we do this, we're still using the unlock item is going to be wrong. So item to spawn, I think by default we're just going to give that a quantity of 1, and that's somehow got insert turned on. We don't like insert. Is that still inserting? No. There we go. So we've got if item to spawn is not null, unlock the item and place the item down. Ooh. Find item from ingredients, populated slots. Yeah, I think maybe it might be worthwhile us... I think we could probably do better still. I think we could probably have... because if we can do this, we can certainly just do for quantity in... quantity here. We can simplify further. So let's do it. So in that case, we can basically turn this straight back to an array and just give it an array of ingredient DDOs. And suddenly everything gets a little bit easier again. Current inventory. How does a dictionary find items under the hood? Good. So it's hashing them. Okay. 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 Random probing. So dictionaries are still pretty useful, it seems like. So as much as I can do that, maybe I don't need to or shouldn't. The dictionaries are quite useful, it seems, because these things are getting hashed. And if they're getting hashed, that means that they're easier to look up. There's probably a better way of doing that. But I'm not that bright. So maybe... Sets aren't ordered, are they? Oh, yeah, you can. Yeah, I like this. Okay, so it turns out that actually this is perfectly fine. I guess I could probably just duplicate it, you know? I don't think I need to... The amount we're talking about, it's not going to make that much of a difference. But what I could potentially do here is add it in here so that it is available elsewhere. Why was I wanting to do this again? Oh, that's right. So I could nicely update it. Because when we click here, it's got our UI item. We have our ingredient. When we're ready, we're going to do that. Let's have a look at our UI scene. So I think what we're probably going to also want to do is somewhere in here, give it like a little something in the top corner. So I guess that's going to be, you're there. It would be nice if inside here we had our panel, UI item, we've got our button, panel. What if we just dumped, whoa. What if we just dumped a control with just another little label in the corner. We're not going to worry too much about it for now. And we will anchor it to the right, I guess, like so. And how big will we make it? We'll make it yay big, I guess. And then we will give it a default text of 999. Seems fine. And I guess we could do some center alignment. That doesn't look too bad. I guess we could do that and make it look a little nicer. Yeah, seems okay. And then we'll call this, so we'll call this picture, display name, and we'll call this count. No, we won't. Item count, because I feel like count might be something that gets used by something else. So then we can go back into our script again and we'll get a reference to this, which I think is probably going to be, we'll change this to be panel/display name, I guess. Maybe we'll just leave that as label, I guess. So our item count is going to be One day in the future, when this game is a cult hit, I look forward to there being merch with maggots on. Like somebody unearths like the really old data mines the game and finds some of the original art buried inside it. And this is the thing that you get t-shirts on with the really low resolution text and everything. I like it. I like it. Do you know? I'd wear that shirt. Like if it had the lines as well, I think that would be quite fun. When it was just, if it had just like a line wrapping around, no, because that would be really difficult to do, wouldn't it? But maybe, you know, maybe that's that. Maybe that's okay. Maybe it's all right for it to be difficult to do. If you did like the print and then you did like a single line stitch of this round the back, and then like at the seam it changed into the only the real fans have the OG back design. Yeah, maybe. So if we do, so it's setting it to that item, so I'm assuming that's going to be a reference to the item. I suppose what we can find out is before we start on getting this working, let's see if I do print. I think this might bust something, but we'll see. So I've added quantity, haven't I? I have, yeah. So if we do this, consume. So we've got consume. This isn't going to easily have a reference. I already tried this, trying to get a reference to the inventory in here, and I'm not sure that that's a sensible thing to do. Right, so I think I'm playing a dangerous game here is what I'm doing. Playing a very dangerous game. Because we want this thing we just need to hand in a quantity. I think unfortunately we're just going to have to track it in a couple of different places. There might be a better way to do this later, but for now this will work. So back to our station, we're going to do consume. That's fine. We're just going to -1 off there. But what we want to do is when we spawn the ingredient and we unlock it, it's the inventory. We do that in the inventory. Sorry, I'm getting awfully turned around here. So when we unlock an inventory, we're going to do UI scene dot quantity equals quantity. But we need to get the UI scene. But we can get the UI scene. Current inventory item dot Oh, but it's not going to be dot, is it? How the hell are we even doing that? Consume. And where are we doing that again? Station. We were doing it in add to station. So if we have ingredient and we do that through add item to station, and add item to station is here. Okay. God, this is a rotten little mess. I think it is just going to be sitting in memory because I've assigned it a place, and I think it's basically weirdly, we've kind of gone full circle. It's living on the button again, but now in a more interconnected way. So I think what we can do, let's see what happens if we just oh, this is a tough one. This is a toughie. And I'll tell you for why. So we've got a situation where we've got the active station adds an item to the thing. If there's a slot, then it uses one of the ingredients. But then we would need to go back to... we can do it. We can do it. There's an easy way to do it. There's an easy way to do it. Thank God. There's an easy way to do it. There's an easy way to do it. Oh. We're good. Okay. Okay. Right. This bit we might need to do add quantity. That's going to be a little bit harder. But this bit, because we already do it here, we already get the thing, right? So what we should be able to do is current inventory item -1, whatever. But what we can also do is item dot UI tab dot quantity decrement quantity, something like that. Not UI tab, UI item. Let's see about that. And then what we could potentially do is on here, we can say on pressed, we do that. So effectively consume, so on pressed is going to fire off that and say, can you go and check if you can do the stuff? And then what we're going to do is we're going to wrap back round when we try to consume something, because we've got a reference to the thing at the that started this whole thing, and we can pop back round to the start and say, oh, by the way, we did consume something, so you want to update your count. Christ, that's tough. That's rough. Okay, so we'll do func ready, func on pressed, and I guess maybe we'll do, because they're like built-in things, right? So what do we call that? It was in inventory consume decrement quantity. And then we want to do quantity minus equals 1. This, we might make this more reusable later, especially if we're going to be adding things to it, you know, that might be nice. but we can potentially do that. We'll see. We'll see. How this is going to work long term, I don't know. So we can do. So then what we want to do is we want to do. Here we're going to do item count dot text equals quantity, our starting quantity. What? Oh, stir quantity. And then quantity equals -1, item count dot text equals stir quantity. Okay. That was very round the houses, but I think that kind of works. I think it might. Have I bust something partway through? I think so. But, oh, no. Do you know, I'm feeling pretty smart today. No, I'm not. I'm not feeling smart at all. But that's doing what it's supposed to do, you know? And then when we get down to 1 and then and it deletes it. Excellent. So that's decrementing. It's not too bad. It's a bit weird. Now what might be interesting to try and do is when we clear the inventory, because the thing is, meaningfully, how do we feel about this? This is the issue that we've got. Is so if you, narratively speaking, in the game, you've got your bowl, you're making lemonade, you put in 1 lot of water, 2 lots of water, and then you realise, oh shit, I meant to put in lemons and sugar. If you've put in 2 lots of water and we say clear, do you get those back? Or have you spaffed it up the wall? Have you wasted that water? And you should have been more careful about what you decided to put in the cup, the bowl. I feel like it's a little bit punishing to not give them the stuff back, but at the same time, depending on what it is you've mixed, you've already got that thing whether you wanted it or not, you know? So from a usability perspective, maybe I think that's probably a bad idea. You think you get them back, you want things to be fun. Do I want them to be fun? Maybe I do. Yeah, I think I probably do. Let's change dihydrogen monoxide to water while we're here. Because it doesn't fit. Now it fits, at least. Okay. So when we do that, I think the only time you wouldn't get it back is when you click do the thing. You don't get that back. You shouldn't get that back. I mean, water plus water wouldn't make a mess, but maybe it would. So this is where we've got to work this out. So it's not going to be on the place of space. It's going to be on the station. So we've got, do we have a clear station? We do have clear station. You see, we've got to remove all items. So I think at this point, we've got our var item slots, which is an array of strings. And I think we probably need to change this to be an array of ingredient DTOs. So, but then that means changing this one as well. Christ. Let's just do it. This might be where my luck runs out. But we'll try. Oh. Because they can be empty. Because when it clears the slots... How on earth are we going to do that? This is another fine mess I've been gotten into. Okay. Maybe we can fix this. Maybe we can make this work. We'll make a new ingredient slot, a new kind of ingredient called blank. It has a display name of blank. It has an internal name of blank. It has an internal name of empty. Maybe. Ingredient type useless. I think useless might be utility, really, is what we're going to call them. Recipe components, it has none. It has no UI image. It has no model scene. It shouldn't be unlocked, ever. And then what we're going to do is pull in a const here, like so. And then what we're going to do is clear item array, and in clear item array we're going to change this to be ingredient DTO, and we're going to do clear item array item slots. Why is it fine with that? That seems very strange that it's fine with that. Blank. And then what we're going to do, if slot equals blank, then item slots I equals ingredient. If slot equals blank, continue. And then what we're going to do is, what's this for? Spawn ingredient from a recipe. Item slots, new item spawn slot, spawn slot equals mess. Okay. And then this is gonna bust up, right? Are we using this? Here. Okay, 56. Line 56. That's going to be an ingredient DTO array now. For ingredient in spawnable ingredients. For component in populated slots. Could this be us stamping out the whole concept of an internal name? I think it might be. because I think that then means what we're going to have to do is in our ingredient DTO, concept of our ingredient DTO, that internal name is now going to be, even though it's not going to be an internal name, array ingredient DTO. It's going to have to be. Which then means I don't think we need internal name anymore. I think this is going to create recursion, or it's got the possibility of creating recursion, which I'm worried about. But we'll see what we do. We'll see what happens. So populated slots has component. And then it does also mean we don't have to arse on with, oh well, we didn't have to arse on with pipes and the like anyway. But that should, in theory, work. And this is now, yeah, that's not gonna. For item to spawn populated slots. Populated slots. It needs to be an ingredient DTO array. A slot in item slots. If slot equals blah 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 blah, yep, I'll do it. So now all of these are going to be wrong. So we want, I guess now we're going to have to say array. We can add an element, and we can say water is made from. I don't know. Let's try, I guess, oh, well. It doesn't have any ingredients. I don't think we can test anything just yet. So we might have to make some fake recipes just to get us going. But that's, well, it hasn't bust yet. Okay. Well, it kind of works. How does this work? How on earth does this work? Alright, okay. So let's test the recipe thing first. No, let's get this working first. So I think what do we need to do? So we've got our inventory. He always makes it difficult. This is him. This is his fault again. I've just realized. Okay. So we've got consume, we've got unlock item, which is basically the same as add quantity. So we can do plus equals quantity, but then we've also got to, oh, well, that's so that bit's done. We also need to somehow undo consuming. So where do we do that? If current inventory has item, so let's do in here we'll change decrement quantity to be just quantity. and then we can have amount. It's going to be an int amount. There we go. Then we go back to our inventory, and we're going to say adjust quantity, and we're going to say -1. Which then means we want to do plus equals, because otherwise that's going to flip it. Okay, that makes sense. So now back in here, we can possibly do item dot adjust quantity. So we've got consume. Quantity. That might do it. Worth a shot, I guess. Which then, I guess, means when we do the station and we do clear the item array, we're going to do clear item array. First thing we're going to do is for item in item slots. Inventory dot unlock. Do we have unlock? Yeah, inventory dot unlock item. I guess just one to start with. Might work. One way to find out. That feels like this is gonna bust. 18. Yeah, there we go. Non-existent function adjust quantity in base resource ingredient DDO. Oh. Is that just I think that's just a stupid thing I've done, isn't it? Unlock item. Item dot adjust quantity. Oh no, item dot UI. Item dot adjust quantity. Right? Because is that what I've done down here? Item dot UI, item dot adjust quantity. Yeah. Okay. So maybe that works. I just did a silly. Oh, and it has also done something else. So how has it managed to do that? Oh, it's added those things to the thing and because no. Where do we do that? So we do inventory dot blah 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 blah, and we put. No, it's not in there. It's in station. So when we click clear item array, we do items like append blank. So we clear station placements of That's weird. Because the only time it should ever be trying to do that is here, where it unlocks the item. Let's do for item in item slots. Print item dot display name. And then let's do blank. Let's give it a display name of blank, just to help us out a little bit. So we're adding water, which is good. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, and then we clear it. Oh, that time it didn't do it. Well, that's worrying, isn't it? Adding blank with quantity 1, so it's specifically when we do that. Water, water, blank. Adding mess with quantity 1. So we got to get very careful. So I think what we need to do is we need to be very careful that everything we put in useless stays, it can't be unlocked. We might rename useless, but I think that's broadly what we want to do. Because they're utility items that don't count. Okay. So when we get to our inventory, we do if item dot ingredient type equals ingredient DDO dot ingredient type dot useless, return. Don't unlock it if it's useless. Otherwise, carry on. 1, 2, 3. We clear that and we get them back. We do the thing though. Well, that's not right. You don't get the shit back if you... Okay. Let's try that again. 1, 2, 3. Pow. It makes a mess. But you get the 3 things back. So when we unlock an item, so that's on the station, when we click add item to station, I think this is a little bit different to what I'm really I think this is 2 different methods that are now, they've split out in function. So we've got clear item array, but clear item array is not, that's not really what we're after. So what we want here is we've got clear station and clear item array. So clear item, and I think what we want to do here is we want to say clear station. Where do we use clear station? We don't. It's going to be in here, right? But it's not going to be in there. It's going to be in the station code somewhere. Where's the signals for the station? I hope you're following this, because I'm not. Oh. Right. Clear button. Clear station. Okay. So clear station's getting called by the clear button. So that is specific to the clear station thing. Alright, so let's go back into our station. Clear stations. This is what happens when we press the button. So what we're going to do here is we're going to do for item in item slots. unlock, put the stuff back in the thingamabob. Placement space dot remove all items. So clear the models and then clear the item array. So we're not going to do this. We're just going to empty the item slots and put blank back in there instead. And so then what we have in spawn ingredient from recipe, which is what we're after, get our populated slots. Placement space, remove all items, clear item array, but we're never calling clear station, and it's clear station that's going to give us the stuff back. If you commit, if you press the button saying, I want to use this thing, you lose it. But you've just got an undo button as well. Right, so that should, 1, 2, 3, we get them back. 1, 2, we don't get them back. We clear the thing. We technically would get that back, but because we'd made something that doesn't count, we don't get it back. And I think, actually, now, here's a question for all of you pro gamers. This is my imagination, by the way, if you weren't here earlier. So, we've got a little comic strip here. So, you've got your bowl. And you put some stuff in it. You put 3 things in the bowl. And you press combine. And what you end up with is a bowl with 1 thing in it. And here's where it gets a little bit weird. A choose your own adventure. Because either we do 1 thing, which is as soon as this happens, it appears in your inventory. Or, so it's there and it's still in your inventory. Or, because it is in the bowl, it's not in your inventory. Because it's in the bowl. Into the bowl. I don't know if anybody watches Scotty K Fitness or whatever. Seems canny. The problem with this side is this goes into your inventory. This is how this is working right now, is when it goes into your bowl, you immediately get 1. And it's going to unlock it in the inventory. Problem with that is, if you then click clear the bowl, then what it's going to do is it now says you have 2 of that, which isn't good. And now you have an empty bowl. My mouse skills are dreadful. I think I've got my mouse sensitivity set too high to be feasible for anything other than playing games. This way, when you click, you've either got the option of leaving it in the bowl and then using it in knock-on recipes, but if you click that button, then it goes into here and you get it, you unlock it as a, and then you end up with an empty bowl. Problem solved. The thing is, doing it this way, you press 1 button. You press make up here and you get the thing, and then you can also glitch it out and get it into the blah, 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 blah. If you do it this way, you have to press make, and then you have to click empty bowl, and then that'll put whatever's in the thing back into your inventory. is that extra button click too much? And if so, what do you think's the alternative? Is it a problem? Am I overthinking this? Because I don't know. I'm kind of leaning towards the... Yeah. It's weird though, isn't it? The fact that you got to press the 2 buttons. But similarly, there are a lot of games where I like having to press more buttons, you know? Because in theory, you could just, the whole, like, for example, a fun example, one of my favourite mechanics in a video game, and it's not even that good of a mechanic, I just love it, is it changes name every game, but they did it for a few games. That Assassin's Creed thing where you've got there's like the European map, or like is it Italy or something, and you can send your little guys off to do things and get stuff. They could have made that entire game. They could have simplified it. Fewer button presses. Yeah, it's exactly. It's fucking great. Fantastic. But the problem is, I suppose technically, depending on where that is, whether that's below, whether my screen is below your waist, that's sometimes these clicker games have an unlock for automating the clicking. Well, that's it, yeah. So I guess this is the thing: is like clicking shit. Sometimes clicking shit's fun, you know. And maybe what we could there's a middle path, which is that where's my mouse? We have a little setting somewhere. This is a very wonky looking cog. It looks more like coughing, but we'll pretend that it's a cog, a very tooth bare cog. Or maybe it is coughing. There's a setting which basically maybe it is a donut. It's a very weird looking donut, like. Oh, I want a donut now. But effectively, we could there's a setting in the menu somewhere where basically if it's turned on, then every time you make a recipe, you immediately click the clear bowl button, and it just does it that way. It does make clear, you know, because then they have the option, do you want it to auto clear the bowl? Alright, so I'm going to write that down before I forget. Oh, so they shouldn't be green. And neither should that. That doesn't... Whoa. Calm down. Whoa. Stop making things. Well, I did tell you to do that, but don't listen to me. Get off. Go away. There we go. If an item has just been created, could you do it where you need to click the item to pick it up, and that does clear the bowl, with a voiceover of nice. I was talking about Michael Rosen the other day, actually. Just like, do you reckon he likes being a meme? Because I suppose there's people who probably have different opinions on being memes. Because it's some of it's like good attention, and then some of it's just kind of miserable. Oh, that's Melanie. You like Melanie? Oh, there's that. All right, Dave. Yeah, probably. I suspect he's probably on board to some extent, because it just means his poetry's getting to a wider range of people, even if it is sometimes being used in ways that aren't, Oh, I've just realised. One more follower to hit 50, 0 to 31, 31. Oh, by the way, yeah, we hit 50 followers. It technically says 51 at the top of my thing up there, but yeah, 50 followers. So now, if I can get back above 3 average thingamabobs, then I can put all sorts of goals and like bells and whistles for you to press and mess with me while I'm on stream. So that's kind of fun if we could do that. I mean, you can mess with me on stream anyway, because most of the time I'm very easily influenced and I'll do what you tell, like, you know, let's just make it so you can press the button. Let's make it so he's got to figure this out. That's really tough. But yeah, I did it. I made it work. If Bad Lucky wasn't such a dick and actually turned up for streams. I don't want to know how many viewers I've got right now. But yeah, that might be a thing. I keep meaning to bring the accordion downstairs. But if Georgie and Melly ever come back, that might be a thing. But I think Melisomnia has been semi-absent from streaming for a little bit. I don't know if that's like a thing. Teratoma popped in earlier, which was nice. I think he must have hit 50 and 3 because he has his own little, like a fun emote, and it's like the little moss ball that he found. I can't remember where he found the moss ball, but like the moss ball that he has in like a little jar is now an emote, which is pretty fun. It's pretty cool. It's nice that he's got his own lore now, you know. But oh, I didn't even make a ticket for it, man. Well, I'm gonna make a ticket now. Oh shit. Inventory. I could have sworn that I made it an inventory thing. I guess maybe I didn't. Alright, well, actual inventory, it's done. You know? Not all items in shop are ingredients, some can be sold indirectly. So we've kind of done that. The bank and the price fluctuation system. This is where we're probably going to get into like systemic design, and I haven't read enough of the book to really know what systemic design is yet. I know what systems are, but not really what systemic design is. Or how to do it properly, at least. Anyway, back to dark mode. Does Godot have a light mode? I think I might lose. I think I wouldn't just lose viewers. I think I would lose followers if if there was a light theme on Godot and I made it use it. GUI theme. Default font hinting. I don't know. What? Is that GUI as in like GUI, or is that GUI as in the actual editor? I don't know if it is. Maybe it is. Whatever. I think this is just what Godot looks like, isn't it? Editor settings. Theme. Oh, there is. I think there is. Breeze Dark. Alright, what's Breeze Dark? Ooh, that's kind of nice. I didn't realise there was actual themes. Godot 2. Okay. I mean, the blue one was quite nice. Oh, here we go. Are you ready? Cover your eyes. Squint if you can. Oh, that's too much even for me. Jesus. Oh. Jesus. Oh no, that's not quiet enough. That's far too loud. Oh. That's not much better, but okay. Oh well, go on then. Let's try. What's solarized dark? No. Do you know that might be? Let's try grey. Sorry, I've gotten myself distracted. Do I prefer it to that one? Yes, I think I do actually. Let's go with grey. Guide us into the grey, all that Assassin's Creed stuff. Alright, so what on earth have I actually done today? What do I need to unstick? So this now has a couple of extra things that it didn't before. These are only getting instantiated, or these are getting their things added. The only time we're really messing with that is through the inventory. Is we pass in an item that we're allowed to unlock, and then we put it in a place and it's referenced somewhere. Okay. So I don't think there should ever be more than one. And I think it is just picking it up nicely, which is good. Because that's gonna have its spawnable ingredients, which is nice. And at runtime that should be what the only thing that I'm worried about, which I think is gonna be, which maybe won't be that bad. Maybe it won't be that bad. Is right now we've got our inventory and we've got our starting inventory, which is a dictionary of Ooh. Ooh. No, we'll leave it like that for now. I don't think it's going to be pleasant, but we'll leave it like that. But what I'm thinking is like serializing that out. We'll probably need to make it so that we can then pass this in. So when we do onReady, starting inventory is going to have to be like, we'll need to do something to read from the save file. And if there's nothing in the save file for the inventory, then use the default starting inventory. Or we could potentially write this to a save file, and when we create a save file, we put this stuff in there by default. Maybe. Don't know. We'll see. So we did that. Okay. Add quantity. We have added the quantity. It does it. Print adding. Yep. So the quantity stuff works. The only thing I'm kind of worried about is circular references. So maybe if we do... of course. So we need to make it so it doesn't... unlock it, or it doesn't add it to the inventory when we unlock it. It only does it when we clear the bowl, and we give them the option to clear the bowl. So that's kind of weird that's almost accidentally made a feature, I guess, in the sense that it is clearing the station that unlocks the item now. So effectively we want to do add item to it. So if we have an item to spawn, then we do that, but we don't want to unlock the item in the UI, but we do want to spawn it and that's it. Okay, so now let's try that. So let's do 3 waters makes a water, I guess. So let's say that the recipe components are going to be quick load. This, I think this might bust it because it's got a circular reference in it. Yeah, circular reference. 3 waters make a full bladder. Yeah, so nothing can be part of itself. Nothing can create. Yeah, so maybe we'll just for the sake of arguments, for the sake of argument, rather, let's say that maggot DTO is made out of water. Quick load, water, water, water. Okay. And then in our mixing bowl, we've got water to start with. I think that should do it. Let's see if the recipe works. So if we do well, first of all, 1, 2, 3, and then we do the thing, we make a mess. Because but we don't want water in there. We want maggot in there. It should be able to make a maggot. So if we do ba ba ba, and then we go into ba ba ba, we do that. Right, so now it's not working. But that's not necessarily a bad thing, because we want item to spawn internally, we just want it to be item to spawn. Okay. This is where we're shaking things out. Alright, 1, 2, 3. Well, it's done it, but it hasn't unlocked it, which is what we wanted. So then we should be able to clear the thing, and it should unlock the maggot. We've got 1 maggot, an entire 1 maggot. Oh, but it doesn't. Ooh. Now that's interesting. But it doesn't. It doesn't have that ingredient type. It's because I'm not removing it from the array, I guess. So what I need to do here, because I'm tracking the tabs, but I'm not tracking the UI items, so I want to do tabs dot remove erase item dot UI tab. That should do it, I think. Let's do that again. Can we create that again? Shouldn't be able to now. So we clear the thing, then we put that in, and we clear the thing. It still doesn't like it. Tabs. So it's to do with our placement of the object, I think. So when we do that, we're going to go ba 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 ba, 1, 2, 3, put that in, and then we clear. That sets it up. So when we do that, it is removing the tab. It's removing the item from the inventory because we can see that it's done it. should have done it down here. Tabs.arrays item.ui tab. What is tabs.arrays? Is that a dictionary? Is that what I'm... am I doing what I think I'm doing there? Because that's not an... That's a dictionary, not an array. Ah. Item dot ingredient. That's what we need to do, I think. So we'll try again. 1, 2, 3. Do the thing, clear the thing, put it in, clear the thing, put it in, clear the thing. So now we can repeatedly unlock and unlock, unlock and re-unlock, and generally clear and make a mess and put those in, and then that's going to do nothing. You get nothing. But then you can get one back. Hooray! Hooray! And I guess maybe there's some stuff that you can just constantly sell. And I think that's going to be quite interesting, because what I'm thinking in terms of like the actual gameplay for this now, to some extent, is effectively you will spend, there'll be a session that you spend before you open your shop where you put items in the bowl or put items in a research station, or basically you do some research, a little bit of conical flaskness, and then you move to the shop section of it where like customers turn up and they're going to have demands. So they might really want an ice cream, or they might really want, and they might really not want, like, I don't know, can I draw a hot dog? That's a hamburger, but let's pretend it's a hot dog. And they don't really want that. So they might buy it if it's at a low enough price, but basically what I'm thinking is it would be good if we had some, basically one super like limited, like one resource that basically always has a tiny little monetary amount, which you can then, even if you ruin yourself, you can still drag yourself out of the ditch and kind of work your way back up. I think that would be good. So there is like a risk involved, but it's never to the point that it's a game over screen, you know? And it may be that after the zombie apocalypse happens, that water is suddenly, it's maybe it gets a little bit more valuable. It's never like, it never gets this far, but it's always a little bit. This is a little bit more. So because the price of things rise, you get the idea. You get the idea. You understand what I'm saying. So I think that would be good if we had an infinite amount of, or maybe there's like a tab called like raw materials or something like that. Like you always have water. You have to buy sugar. You have to buy lemons. How this kid's gonna have like the only functioning tap in an entire city in the zombie apocalypse, I don't know. But maybe that's just suspension of disbelief, you know? Right, well, that's working again. So, let's see where we've got prints in there. That is how you find Will Smith in a snowstorm. Fresh Prince. Yeah. Okay. Player taking damage. Yeah, it's for something else entirely again. Right, so let's do another little find. There we go. Okay. So, for the last 15 minutes, because you see I started at 6:30 today. I mean, well, I started the main stream at 6:30. What I was thinking is maybe we could take another little look at the text-based game. Because I don't know if you were here for the very end of that stream, but that's the beginning of an actual command response. And that's pretty exciting. Ooh, and that reminds me, I took a screenshot. This is where you get to see all the screenshots that I've taken of it. Look at this. This is me starting out, making my stupid things last year. There we go. You haven't played this game. I don't think anybody has played this game because it was that old. Now here we go. This is me and my brother trying to get his first model working because he made a little like icosahedron or dodecahedron, like a little weird artifact, and then we eventually got it in. It was working. And then this was me doing a Blender course because he took too long to make shit work. So I ended up having to learn Blender because he was too slow at it. But where was it? Oh, this was me not negotiating with terrorists. Was it this? This was it, yeah. So we've got a slight issue because, and I'll tell you for why. We can do, when we start the game now, we have one command that works, and it is look. So there we go. But the problem is, that's fine. These all work okay. And then it sort of messes up a little bit. Now, if you see, we had 3 there. So we go look, 2, 3. So the number of ones that it's getting rid of is 3. It gets rid of 3 lines. 3 lines. And it's because it's out by 3 lines. But that's not what it's doing. What it's splitting on, if we type up the Alexa command, the thing it's splitting on, if we look in our command prompt, is when it submits the text, it handles truncates extra lines. So then our truncate extra lines command goes, if output is larger than however many we want to show, we need to trim them off the end. And then for however many lines that we got, so how many output lines we want, subtract that from how many lines there actually are, and then split line break on a line break location. And that's not what it's doing. It's where we've intentionally put a line break in. That's where it's doing it, which isn't good. Because that isn't easy to do. That is not easy to do. So it might be that what we can do is just maybe Google will just be our friend here. Godot remove first 3 lines of text box. Line text box. Remove line. Let's have a look at because we can get line count. So let's have a look at is it line edit? No, line edit wasn't it. What is it? It's not command prompt, it's the output, which is a label, type of label. Canvas item. What inherits? Not a canvas item. Control. Label. So we do have line. Oh, we've got lines skipped. Max lines visible. Oh, they're properties. So we've got get line height, get visible line count. Text overrun behavior. Overrun behavior. Yeah, but that's the thing, because I don't know if you saw it for long enough to know. That's what it's doing. That's what it's doing right now. But it's because there is a difference between. This is a nicely organic line of text. New line character. This is a long running line which is going to spill onto the next line. New line character. How many lines are in that text? Because according to the label, according to the label's output, which it has, not in text server, but in here, the methods it has is get line count. Get line count gets 3 lines because it's smart enough to know I had to take up 3 lines to make this work. Unfortunately, text split /n gets 2 lines because of course it does. There's no line break at the end of that. So there is potentially another way of doing this. Is seeing if we can figure out a way that it just sort of bleeds off the top of the screen. And then maybe the top 40 lines or something, it just eventually it just, I don't know. We just get rid of it past a certain point. But I feel like that's going to then shoot it up. So we got to be... Oh. You know, actually, I think that might do it. I think that might do it. Because if we just... I think if we just... Where's our output? If instead of it being... Does it have a horizontal alignment? Where is it? Margin container. So we want that to run to the top. Vertical alignment bottom, so it is going to the bottom. Can we set it to just bleed out? So auto wrap mode is going to auto wrap words. That's good. Text overrun behavior. No text trimming is performed. Clip contents. No, I don't think that's what it is. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. Maybe it's the margin container that's messing me up. But yeah, basically, it would be nice to be able to grab Character bounds. What are character bounds? No, that's not it. See, what would be really good? I think it already does it. But what would be really good what happens now is it goes da 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 da. If it gets to the bottom, you can make it so it does that, and then it knows that there is more text. But what I would like it to do is put the last bit here, and then put the ellipsis at the start. Ellipsis at start. Good old. And the other alternative was basically to just write them into lines and split it when it needs to split. But then that means potentially splitting it into individual words or lines of, I don't know, something. There might be another way of doing this. And instead of using a margin container, we could potentially use a V something, whatever, container and stack them all on top of each other, but make it so that they all align to the bottom and they all get added to the bottom. And then every time we add something to the bottom with a big chunk of text, whether it's a big chunk or not, basically, if the amount of text that's on the screen is beyond a certain amount, we just get rid of it. So effectively what we could do is say, let's just pop something in just to make this work, or make it obvious what I'm doing or talking about, is effectively you've got your text box here, and that could be this big, that could be this big, but basically what it looks at is the center position of that piece there. And what we say is the maximum possible text size that would be visible on the screen at any point is that. Well, it isn't actually. No, it's not. It's the screen times... It's that times that. So basically, that would be visible up until that point. So if we then move this up, oh, can I grab that? So if that was up, that's basically about as big as it can get. Well, we'll just make sure not to have text that big, otherwise, yeah, it'll vanish off the screen. But what I'm thinking is basically we have a full window full of text, for example. And that's what we're going with. That's what we're going to work off. Is if we have a full window of text, then it's going to go it's slowly going to work its way off the screen, and as soon as the text the coordinate, the y coordinate of it is beyond, what's that, -500, so I guess this is -250 or something like that. We'll say -300 just to be safe. Basically, it gets killed. And every time we add in a new one, we just move the previous one up by however much it needs to fill the space. Possibly. That might work, because then that's a way of... But then we're instantiating objects, and that feels not very nice. I think it would be much nicer if we could just get it to add, like actually add in the characters, you know? It surely must be possible. Can we do, what do we have in label settings? No, that's not it. That's not it. Horizontal align, yes. Left is yeah, that's right. Vertical alignment bottom, that's what we want. Auto wrap mode. Word smart, so that's what's allowing it to break onto the next line, which is good. We've got justification flag. Skip last line. What? Let's pull that in a little bit. Skip last line with visible character. No. Clip text. Clip text horizontally. We don't want horizontal clipping. If we want anything, we want vertical clipping. Text overrun behavior. Trim nothing, which is what it's doing right now. Trim characters, which isn't going to do it. Trim words, trim list, blah, blah. Yeah, no. Ellipsis character, but uppercase, no. Tab stops, no. Displayed text, lines skipped. I think we can do something with that. So let's see what happens there. So if I just fill this full of just... Alright, so there we go. That's now bleeding off the bottom of the screen, which is what we want. It is struggling. Max lines visible. We actually want that to be... Oh, it's made it too big. Can I fix that just by... That's the max we want. Probably even that's too much. That's probably about right. Maybe we'll put one more. Nah, I don't like it. We'll probably resend that or something. Or put on something like that. But okay, so that's max lines visible 17. So we want 16 max lines visible, but then we actually have 17 lines. So if we use that extra line actually as, or if we just put some more in here, and then this is content we want to see. Oh, all right. Catch you later, but thank you for turning it up. Very kind of you. Very kind of you. And I feel like, I hope it was at least a little bit interesting. There's been some weird... I feel like I've come across problems and then kind of solved them quickly enough, which is... That feels like a lot of progress for me in Godot. On the screen. So then what we could do is... then we can do line skipped equals 1. That's it. Okay, so what we'll do, we can use this. So we'll set this to be, I think, we'll get rid of that. We're going to do max output lines. Can we do output.text.count? bar number of commands equals number of commands is going to be output.text.bind /n returns the index of the first find n. No, we want count n. Count n, I guess. Yeah, that'll do. Count n. So that's how many commands we've had. So if the number of commands, so that's what we're going to do. So it's not lines to remove is going to be we're going to call that commands to remove, which is going to be number of commands minus max output lines. So basically, so there we go. So we're going to get rid of those commands. So it's going to strip off all of that stuff first. And then, so that'll be anything at the end it should be. And then and then we're basically just going to do bar lines to skip. It's going to equal output.get line count. And then I guess we can just check that again, because it might be so if it's still not right, if output.get, I'll tell you what, we're going to use this a couple of times, so we'll do var line count equals output.get line count. So then if line count and then we're going to do line count equals output dot get line count again. So then we're going to do if line count is still greater than max output lines, then we're going to do output dot lines skipped equals line count minus max output lines. And that should do it. So that would be nice if that has worked, because that's only 10 minutes over. So if you do hello, I don't know how, hello. Right, so actually before we do that, because we know that it's 16 lines, which also I think we want to set on here, max output lines is 16. Because we've worked that out now. So, and we'll also, before we do, we're going to say Print removing a command. Print skipping a line. There we go. So what we should see is if we do hello, do this a bunch of times, and then if I do this one more time, this should now say removing a command but not skipping a line. Balls. It said skipping a line. But broadly, that is what it's doing. It's almost right. It's close. It's setting the right behavior. But then if I do look, so it's working. It is working. It's a little bit squirrely as to, like, it's skipping some lines where I don't think it should be skipping a line. So if line count is greater than 16, so why would it skip a line first? Commands to remove equals number of commands but there's one, it's an off by one error. It's an off by one error plus one. So number of commands, because they're only going to have one split per thingamabob, right? Is that how we've done it? On text submitted. Oh, can I do this in time? Oh no, yeah. So we have a new line after every command. So it's after there'll only be new line characters once there's at least two commands. So one command, one new line character means two means three means four. So if we add one to that, that should now behave exactly as I'm expecting it to. So we'll do he info. So now the next time it should be removing a command, and it does. And the next time it should remove a command. But when I do look, this should be removing a command and skipping some lines. And so it does. And then this should skip a command. So basically, there'll only ever be a maximum of the last 16 commands in memory, because in the text box, I should say, but also it's going to do the lines differently. Oh, that's quite a good one. That's a nice one, that. Because that avoids this horrible scenario where I wasn't even sure how I was going to handle that. So yeah, there we go. That was a nice little bonus bit for 15 minutes. Or half an hour. But yeah, there we go. That's another little extra scoocheroo. We've now got it working exactly the way that I want it to. And I guess next time we can go back to, I don't know, some of this dialogue. No, not the dialogue handler, but like the pickup, location, point of interest, that sort of stuff. So that'll be fun. How many people are watching? Dare I check? Oh, people are watching. Is anybody interested in a raid? I'll do a raid and then you can do off if you want to. But we'll see. Is anybody Is anybody online? It says plus for following. So, Teratoma's online. Oh, he's sleeping. Teratoma's sleeping. So maybe you can go and say goodnight. I'm gonna go and say goodnight. Yeah, I'll do a raid because I feel like Melly raided me, and I think that's why there are more people watching now, possibly. So I feel like I owe it to people to go and raid them at the very least. So thank you for watching, and I will hopefully catch you on Wednesday for more of this stuff and maybe less struggle bus on Resident Evil.